What's the deal? It's your boy Dwayne McClain at Dwayne McClain TV. Thanks for everybody supporting me, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm back on this dude. I think y'all forgot about him. Kind of glad I dropped my breakdown on him late, because I know everybody forgot about this guy here. This is the guy who started off the year with all this nonsense. 2024 has been full of nothing but a bunch of nonsense. The election, the Diddy stuff, the hurricanes, the mass weapon engagement with young people. It's just been a bunch of nonsense this year. And this dude here started off with Shay Shay. He even had his own, since the interview, he even had his own sparks of controversy where he was with some lady and his Instagram went off. But yeah, Shay Shay's also doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody around him passes soon. Same thing with old Katt. Now, people don't know, but Katt started his career off with Friday After Next. That's what got him his big break. That's how we all knew about him. And he's been stuck as this character for years. Katt is a straight character. Now, is he part of the establishment? I most definitely think he's part of the establishment. When he came into this movie, he was rocking beta print, leopard print outfits or programming looked like he was wearing. And everything about Katt Williams has been a lie, in my opinion. Now, he said he's this real person, but he knows way too much. And how do they let these people that know so much about these parties speak so much about him? You know what I'm saying? But he is one of the very few that is not part of a brotherhood. Now, when he did drop his info or drop this video, he was attacked by the entire establishment of black guys. I'm not going to say their names, but I will post it on the screen of what I mean. Now, all these dudes here, well, mainly Steve Harvey and Cedric, Ludacris, you're coming up. I will have to do a breakdown on you one day because you got extremely famous, playing a lot of different movies, and we don't know how that happened. And Ludacris' music was never respected. He was never respected in the music and hip-hop entertainment world. And a lot of people didn't like him, So I like Ludacris growing up, but growing up, a lot of people just didn't respect him. And he's seen as I know, become this very, very famous hip hop guy, commercials, everything. So we're gonna do a breakdown and investigation on Mr. Ludo, Mr. Longface. But let's look at the guys that were coming at Katt, and that was a part of the Kings of Comedy. It's funny to me that all these guys are part of the establishment, and they're all part of these brotherhoods that are in college. Now it says here, Cedric Entertainment was part of a Kappa Alpha Psi in the 80s. And I'm telling you, in order for you to make it through these doors, in order for you to make it into the entertainment industry, you must go through these first steps, which is what Cedric did and a lot of other ones did. And there's Cedric the Entertainer right there in the bottom right corner. You see him with his hat and his glasses on, throwing up that representation of those brotherhoods. And these brotherhoods, it's just like the street organizations, these college organizations all have the same hand signs because they're made by the same people. And it does not surprise me at all. So seeing Cedric part of this right here and in this group, and now he's coming after Katt, and he's also always supporting certain different political parties. And this is how he got his big break. Y'all, all the entertainers are part of some type of organization, some type of group, and they represent some different people. That's just how the game goes. And these are our main enemies as the black community. And why you throwing that up, man? You not blood. You not blood. But at the end of the day, these guys here, they're going to continue to support the powers that be and ruin what we have going on. And we also see Cedric the Entertainer throw one of these different signs of hand representation, that does not actually correlate with his brotherhood, as you will see later on in the video. Now let's move on to the next dingbat. We have Steve Harvey, one of the weakest members of the Kings of Comedy, most non-funniest man on the planet. I never left watch any of his stand-up. I always wonder how he got his role and his footing in Hollywood, and this is how. Now, we're going to do a breakdown of this organization here. This organization has a lot of prominent people, such as your Jordans, I think Shaq's one. There's a few guys in the entertainment, a lot of guys in the entertainment industry that's part of this organization. If you're black, you have to go to one of these. And if you don't go to one of these, you have to get in your way in Hollywood by getting to the Diddy parties or being kin to somebody. Y'all, this idea, this notion that they're taking random people off the street is complete false. Steve Harvey has one of the weakest mustaches in the game, one of the weakest baldies in the game, and some of the weakest jokes of all time. Now let's go on to another guy that likes to push the agenda, Smiley, one of the most beta males in all of history. This guy here is clearly always going for a certain political party, and he also pushes black men to do certain things. Now this guy here, he gave up big time. He was giving up his offspring his son, tried to give up his daughter, and then later his son. Ricky Smiley has to get an independent video himself, but as you can see, he's part of the same organization as well, and he was coming at Katt Williams. So they send out the Avengers. But yeah, all these guys here, if all these guys here are these organizations, black people think this is such a good thing. These college organizations are actually our enemy and probably the downfall of our communities. Probably some of the worst things that can happen to us. I wouldn't advise nobody to partake in any of these things. But, you can't tell black people nothing because they are brainwashed. We are the most brainwashed groups of individuals in the world. And they love this stuff. They love these brotherhoods, man. They love it, man. And then outside looking in, they think this stuff is gold. They think everybody. And even look, Terrence from One of Us Apart was even part of this group. And I was wondering how you guys One of Us Apart because Terrence was a complete lame. Now, as you can see here, Ricky Smiley's throwing up the same hand gesture that Cedric Entertainer was throwing up. But these guys here are a part of different organizations. Cedric Entertainer is part of Alpha Psi Alpha. Ricky Smiley is part of the Qs. And you also got a guy here, Shannon Sharp, is not really too familiar who he's part of, but he's throwing the same hand gesture as well. Now, this is the universal hand gesture because this hand gesture means that you are down with the top organization, which this top organization are the people that rock the seventh letter in the alphabet. Now, Shannon Sharp right here was the one who interviewed Katt. So you got a guy who's part of the establishment, part of the organization, also interviewing a dude that's part of the organization that was a whistleblower that was letting the world be known that, hey, he's getting down, he's sipping juice and all that stuff. And now y'all can all see here a great little side-by-side. All three of these men, all three different organizations, all the same hand gesture. Now, this here is not a coincidence. This is not just a ripple in time. This is real stuff right here where these three dudes are all part of something. And they, like I said, they're part of different organizations, but they're throwing the same hand gesture. That's why y'all see this hand gesture. Just know that they are part of the umbrella that is above the college organizations or the street organizations. So you got street organizations, college organizations, then you have this certain brotherhood. Then once you go into that brotherhood, you move on to the different ladders. Now, Kevin Hart was another one that was coming at Katt, and Katt was always talking about how Kevin Hart had to get passed around in Hollywood. And if you don't believe that he did, that's up to you. I think different. I think Kevin Hart was most definitely passed around Hollywood because he was given to so many different unmelanated men numerous of times. And in those movies, he had to play the submissive role. Now, this is the definition of that hand sign I showed you earlier, that representation that Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Shannon Sharp was doing. It is called the rosy and the sign of an arrow. Moreover, the rosy order seems to have somehow been connected with both the legend of the spear and the priority of whatever that is. Close to that church organization that is in France or Rome, where the Pope be at. The rosy sign of arrow is dark and evil because it is used by the individual to remove himself from the higher up blessings and leave himself purposely exposed to the arrows of the morning star. In this case, the form and shape relates to the arrow or to the spear, basically to the spear that supposedly took out when he was given up on a cross. Here's another definition: as the spear as a lightning bolt. The spear is a symbol of long-standing repute in the ancient mystery. In the Egyptian, it was called the arrow of sun, and who also called all those different names. Y'all read this stuff, because I can't say these names. So if you watch this in your car, take time to pause this and watch this. I can't say this stuff. YouTube is crazy. Anton, in his book of Sat, speaks notes that the sign of the spirit is actually the inverted star, in turn, according to LaVey, Excalibur spirit, Desi Wotan spirit. So when they make that hand gesture that you see Shannon Sharp and Cedric and Ricky Smiley make, that is a hand gesture for the spear or the lightning bolt or the spear of the star, that upside down star, okay? Right here is another article right here. It says the spear of Long. The spear of Long is yet another legend connected to the prior sign. It holds that the Roman name was the one who thrust this. Like I told you, this is about the spear that took out the guy who gave his life up for everybody on the cross. All right, I can't say these names. YouTube is wilding. If they don't greenlight this video, we already know there's a effort to silence certain channels. All right. Now, because I'm not saying nothing. Thus again, a magical talisman was created. So pretty much when that spearhead was used, it created this powerful talisman. Throughout history, wicked times, including Napoleon here, have sought possession of this spear, believing that it was a spear of destiny, that however whoever possessed it shall have power to rule the world. William Cooper book, Behold, a Pale Horse, and his revelation on his national radio were so angry that the elite put on contract of his life sometimes mentioned the spirit of destiny too. Cooper's life was taken by a combined federal local and police team that ambushed him as people had stopped up to pick the sign of the stores. All right. Now here is a different bunch of logos that has that spirit in it. So a lot of logos will put this type of representation in their logo just to fool us, to let us know what's really going on. They all solely heavily believe in that spear. Now they think that is for the triangle. No, that is for the spear of the, like I said, that has been a long myth of throughout history, and they think this gives them power from the other side. So that's why you see a lot of logos with this certain type of representation in it. And that's why you see, like I said, these guys throwing this type of symbol up because they work for an establishment that's a little higher than these college organizations. And these guys here throw this hand sign to represent that spear, you know what I'm saying? So that is why they throw this sign up. And these guys all seem to work together with Katt Williams, so it's not a coincidence. Now, here's a few other receipts of other individuals throwing this hand gesture up or this representation. You know, you got this guy's over in Paris somewhere, you know what I'm saying, with that. There's so much that can be said about him. Some dude from a newspaper article. I really don't know who this guy is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. I don't know who this dude is, man. Anyways, we have a dude here. We have one of the hip hop handlers. I don't know his name, but he's throwing up a gesture as well in there. And we also have my boy here, AI was seen throwing that up. I told y'all, man, AI got down. If you're in the NBA, you get down because you're part of a huge secret organization. You know what I'm saying? And you also have, that's a secret hand just right there. You see how that hands is? She's low-key making it, but she has her thumbs collapsed. But that's the same one if you open her thumbs, you have the same gesture as well. You know, this right here is one of the old symbols right here, representation. I really don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure we look into it. We can find some stuff. This is old Bill. See old Bill William. He's throwing his hands like that as well. There's so many different forms of a way you can show that you are showing allegiance to that. You also have, ain't it a dude from CSI? I think that is him, the dude from CSI. And you also have this guy here, Danny Glover, Mr. Baldface. You know what I'm saying? He was getting down. He did his hands like that as well. Y'all, everybody does it. Every last single, there's not one entertainer that doesn't do it. You know, every last single entertainer does it. You know, I don't know who that is. It's the top right, top left corner. I forgot where I got these pictures from. It's been so long since I made this video. I know these are famous people, man. Just know these famous people, man. Then you got your future president. He's also heavily tied into that organization as well. So y'all got to be careful, man. Y'all see that sign, just know that's what it means. I never knew what it meant until I made this video. Some say the word in the name Fox is hidden in significance. The letters Fox in the English alphabet equals the sum of 3 6s. Once called Israel King, a scheming man who embraces the old Fox. Fox Television Network is owned by Robert Murdoch and ardent it. Y'all make sure I read the stuff I'm saying and edit it. Y'all, if you're watching this in your car, you're at work, you're watching it, cool. Go back and read this stuff. It's valuable knowledge you're missing because I can't say it, but I gave it to you because it's on the screen. But they know y'all don't read. That's why the powers that be know people don't research. That's why they get people that do read. And y'all, I don't even like to read. I'm not even here to read. I'm here to lead. But if you are a channel and you are putting up stuff that is hidden and they know it's hidden, because I'm telling y'all, man, where I work, the average human being does not read. Just because you're reading an adventure book does not mean nothing. Y'all don't research. You don't research. You get stuff, it's given to you, and that's it. And also we have the dude from Seinfeld. He threw it. That show on Seinfeld was a big time, heavily oriented show with the organization. And I don't know how people even like Seinfeld, you know what I'm saying? But Seinfeld was a good show, but I don't know how they like Friends, you know. But both of those shows have certain qualities about them that I don't agree with. Now, I know this video didn't show this guy that much, but I must show that how he's so connected to everybody that's around him, because everybody that's around him that he mentions that he has issues with are all part of the organization. And we'll get into the next video on how this dude is part of the organization. I will drop this video sooner than later. We still are working on the J. Cole breakdown, the Nelly breakdown as well. I just got to work on my rhetoric and what I say in these videos. And make sure y'all read, man. Make sure y'all research, man, because they are silencing a lot of YouTube channels. I will be going to different platforms in the future, starting 2025, where I can speak a little more freely. You know, your Rumbles, your BitChute. So y'all start following me on there. We'll be making pages soon. And y'all let me have any ideas where I could go to a place where I can speak freely, because y'all have to know this information. Subscribe to my Patreon. Videos that don't get approved on YouTube are on there. The unedited videos are on Patreon as well, because I will have videos where I'm a little more explicit and I will be bleeping the words out. But for this video purpose, I know I did not say a lot of things. And y'all research, man. The average person does not read. The average person does not research. The average person does not know none of this stuff. On the day-to-day basis, y'all, in the streets, I shock people so much by just letting them know what is out there. They just don't know anything. They're like, yo, that really happened? That really happened? Yes, that really happened. Y'all don't know about the operation after World War II. Y'all know nothing about that all those guys that we battled against in that particular situation ended up becoming top world leaders controlling everything. So y'all make sure y'all research everything. Even when I did this video, I did not know what that hand gesture meant. Did not know it meant the spear, you know. And you see, I can't even say what his full name is because YouTube was wilding. But y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe, man. It's Brother Clayton. I'm out.